everybody, and welcome to my top 10 list of 2018. This time, well, I'm not going to mince words. I'm drunk. A couple of people have suggested to me that it'd be pretty funny if I did a video when I was drunk. And so I put a poll on Twitter. And yeah, an overwhelming amount of people were like, yes, you should drink lots of alcohol before you do this video. So you got it. Anyway, so I'm partying like it's 1999 because it's pretty close to New Year's Eve. It's the end of 2018. I'm done reviewing movies for the year. And yeah, you know, this time of year for movie reviewers on YouTube, it kind of feels like school is out. It feels like spring break. So yeah, I'm getting stuck into the Little Fat Lamb brewed something. It's ginger cider. I don't know. It's pretty good. And being that words are kind of hard to express right now, yes, I will try and explain to you that. Look, so this list, all the scores that I give out movies through the year are gone. They're just gone. This is more about movies that are my favorite movies. These are movies that I would rewatch over and over again. So, I mean, you know, a movie could be technically perfect. It could have a 10 out of 10. But, you know, there might be another movie that was like a, I don't know, 8.5 or a 9. But, you know, I'd rather watch that movie over and over again. So, yeah, just so you got an idea of where this list is coming from, this is a list of my favorite movies from this year. Or last year, if you're watching it in 2019. I don't know. I really don't know. Alrighty, so first of all, I'm going to give some honorary mentions. These are movies that were really, really good, but they didn't quite make the list. So starting off with my honorary mentions. Wow, that's hard to say. First up, I want to give a mention to Searching. I really dug that flick. It was, you know, kind of like that found footage kind of movie that people are sick of, except me because I love them. So, but it was just so well done. It was one of these movies that just kept you guessing through the whole way through. And there were so many twists and turns and things that really made you go, wow, what's going to happen next? So yeah, I liked that movie. Coming in next for an honorary mention is Black Klansman by Spike Lee. Yeah, that was a great flick. It was really well made. It was very powerful, especially the ending. I really dug it. Like it just, yeah, but it wasn't quite top 10 material because it's not the sort of movie that I would really watch over and over again. Like I actually picked it up in a store like on Blu-ray and I was like, oh, do I want that movie? And then I think I bought something else. I can't remember what I bought. And rounding out the honorable mentions are The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro. Great film, visually amazing. This guy, you know, he's just such a master storyteller. And yeah, it was a fantastic film. And also, oh God, I'm going to try and say this now. I have trouble saying this name when I'm sober. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yes! That film was so great. A really great dark comedy film. Yeah, bought it on Blu-ray the day it came out. I love that film. I also love ginger cider. Alright, so those are the honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, god damn it. So let's get straight into the number 10 in my top 10 movies of 2018. Upgrade was such an amazing action film. This movie, aside from having a really cool sci-fi story that was maybe a little Black Mirror-esque, yeah, it just had some of the most inventive and amazing looking action scenes and fight sequences and stuff. I really loved that movie so much. And that is one movie that I can rewatch again and again and never get sick of it. Absolutely love that flick. Bad Times at the El Royale. Yeah, amazing film. It had such a Tarantino kind of a vibe to it without being a Tarantino film. Yeah, sort of movie that just had so much going on through it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing it again. As soon as that comes out on Blu-ray, I am definitely going to be purchasing it. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be watching special features and enjoying the heck out of it. Coming at number 8 is Into the Spiderverse. Yeah, this movie was one of those things that it just went beyond being a mere movie. This was a work of art. It was a visual masterpiece. Aside from the little nagging thing that I had where the people were kind of in almost like in stop motion animation, yeah, everything else in this film was technically perfect. I really dug the film, and yeah, but it's one of those things that, like, I'm really looking forward to seeing it again. I really didn't like the way the characters were animated. That part I'm not looking forward to seeing again. But yeah, it was a great flick. It was unique, very original, and I loved it. Coming in at number 7 is Hereditary. Now, even though I gave this movie a perfect 10 out of 10, yeah, it's the sort of film you don't want to watch it again and again. Because this movie just destroys your soul. It is such a bleak film. But, oh my god, it was so brilliant. The acting, the performances, the story, there were things that happened in the movie that you didn't really expect. Obviously, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I seriously could not fault this film, man. The only reason that it's down this end of the list is because, like I said, yeah, it's the kind of film that, aside from being terrifyingly scary, well, you know, in my opinion it was. I know a lot of people disagree, but that's totally cool. Yeah, it was just such a dark, dark film, man. It doesn't leave you feeling really good after watching it. So, yeah, that's the only reason it's down this end of the list. But other than that, yeah, amazing flick. And at number 6 we have Aquaman. Who saw this coming? A DC film being so good, but it really was. I thought it was an absolutely cracking adventure. It was visually the best movie I've seen this year. There's no question about it. And it was one of those films that just sort of gave me that feeling like I had when I was a kid that, you know, I wanted to be Aquaman. You know, like when I was a boy and I went and saw Superman walking out of the theater, it's like, yeah, I want to be Superman. I want to like fly and rescue hot-looking girls. And this time around, I walked out of the theater as a middle-aged man thinking, yeah, I want to talk to fish. But no, I really thought it was such an epic film. It was such a grand-scale movie, kind of akin to Lord of the Rings, but underwater. It was kind of like Lord of the Rings with crabs. And it's got Mira in it. Any movie that has Mira in it, I love it, because Mira. Next one on the list is a movie that I just saw last night, and that is, of course, Ralph Breaks the Internet. My god, that film was far better than I was expecting, and it was kind of like last year. Coco was, I think, the last movie I saw for 2017, and that made it very high into my list of the top 10 movies of last year. So similar sort of thing, yeah, an animated movie comes along and wows the crap out of me. This movie was so much fun, and it delivered such a poignant, heartfelt message that I really resonated with. I really, yeah, felt like this movie spoke to me in a lot of ways. And yeah, sure, it had like the, you know, the video game aspect from the first film, but all the internet stuff that was in there, like the little sort of internet in-jokes for people who spend way too much time on the internet, were a lot of fun, and I loved the film. And appropriately enough, A Star Is Born is coming in at number 4. I say appropriately because it's about an alcoholic, and right now that's how I feel. I did not expect to love this movie as much as I did. I saw it twice at the cinemas, and I could have gone for a third time. The day it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm going to be checking it out again. The film delivered a fantastic story, performances that were out of this world, amazing direction by Bradley Cooper. The soundtrack was really, really good. It's the kind of thing that I just can't listen to that soundtrack without becoming a blubbering mess by the end of it, because it is a sad movie, and I like that. I like movies that kind of have a bit of a depressing ending, you know, things where the bad guy wins, or just movies that end on a down note. I don't know, probably because, you know, a lot of movies, yeah, have happy endings, and yeah, this one was kind of bittersweet. And in all honesty, if Lady Gaga does not get nominated for an Oscar, I am gonna do something, I don't know. I'll yell at the TV, I'll shake my fist and yell at it a lot. That's probably the best I'll do. coming in at number 3 is Mission Impossible Fallout, a movie that by the time you get to the 6th movie in a franchise, especially an action film franchise, it should not be as good as this movie was. And the funny thing with this film is that it kind of basically had a plot that we've seen 100 times before. Bad guys get nukes, good guys have to beat bad guys, stop them from blowing stuff up with the nukes. But it still made it feel fresh. Like, it was just such a great action film. The action sequences, the fight scene in the bathroom, for instance, and all the stunt stuff that Tom Cruise did. God damn it, Tom Cruise. You know, people try and dislike you, but then you go and do stuff like that. Alright, so this is territory where I've got to explain again that this is a list of my favorite movies of the year. It's not the best movies of the year, these are my favorite movies of the year. And I know Ready Player One had its fair share of critics, it had its fair share of people that weren't really happy with it, but look, I loved that film. I know I went into it with a bit of bias because having read the book a couple of times, like, yeah, I just love that book so much. And yeah, look, I know that changed a lot from the book, but as a film, it just brought back the fun element of like the great 80s action films. I mean, putting it in the hands of Steven Spielberg was an absolutely genius move, and I had so much fun watching that movie. It is a movie that I could watch every day for a year. I'm not going to do that, don't challenge me. But seriously, it's the sort of movie that I will never get sick of, and I'm so glad that I bought a 3D TV because that movie, my God, the 3D in the film was amazing. Everything about it was amazing. I love that film very, very much, and that is why it is number 2 on my list. I mean, come on, is anybody surprised that that movie is number 1 on my list? I am totally leaving this on for the rest of the video. Yeah, look, Avengers Infinity War was, what can I say? That movie rocked. I wonder if I can hold my can. No, it doesn't feel like it's gonna work. Look, this was 10 years of great action films leading up to something. It was an extraordinary work of art. It was visually amazing, technically incredible. I mean, come on, how difficult would it be to make a film like this where you've got so many characters that have been covered by all these different movies and you've got to put them all into one thing, give them all ample screen time to balance everything out. And then, like what I was saying before about having a downer ending, wow, you don't get much more downer than that. I can't really click my fingers with this. But yeah, I mean, God, when that happened, it just left the audiences thinking, what the absolute hell is going to happen next? And there have been so many speculations and theories going about. Yeah, I mean, it got people talking, that's for sure. But at the time the movie came out, I thought to myself, yeah, I don't think anything this year is going to beat it. And yeah, nothing did. And that concludes my list of my favorite movies of 2018. So, yeah, I would love to hear what some of you guys thought of, you know, what were your favorite movies of this year. I do apologize for doing this video drunk, but like I said, yeah, you can blame my Twitter audience for that because it's their fault. But yeah, so that was my list of my favorite movies of 2018. Like I said, I'd love to hear what you guys have on your list, so drop them down in the comments. Let me know what some of your favorite movies were. And of course, with everything in life, there's a positive, there's a negative, there's a yin, there's a yang. With a top 10 best movies list, there is a top 10 worst movies list, so I will have that one coming very soon. But yeah, look, I just want to thank everybody who's been sticking around with my channel this year. I know I didn't get to see every movie that came out, but yeah, it was just one of those things that, aside from being really busy, it takes a lot of effort to make a YouTube video, and there were even some movies that I did see, but yeah, they were just kind of middle of the road things, so I didn't even review them. I know there are some reviewers out there who tend to see as much as they possibly can in order to build the numbers up, and you know, it's like, hey, wow, I saw 8,416 movies this year. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting to a point where it's like, I'll see things if I really think they're going to be great, or if they're going to be really bad. I mean, obviously now I've got Bongo to review the bad movies, so that's a lot of fun. Actually, I wonder what a drunk Bongo would be like. But no, seriously, so thank you to everyone who has commented, liked my videos, shared them around. I love you guys so much, and that is definitely not the side of talking, that is from the heart. Yeah, I've had so much fun doing this channel for almost 3 years now, and yeah, I still feel like it's just at the beginning, so there's a long way to go. There's a lot more awesomeness. I mean, this year I've had so many great things happen, like the Aquaman blue carpet, getting invited to that, becoming friends with Greg Sestero from The Room. That was amazing. And also going down to Melbourne to shoot videos with my friends from Rewind Replay, who, even though they quit their channel, stay tuned because there's a big comeback happening next year, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, so that concludes this video. Thank you again to everybody for checking it out, for supporting my channel, for being absolutely awesome. And yeah, let me know what your top 10s were down below. Drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.